Everyone, welcome to the Financial Information channel. My name is Marvin. In this video, I'm going to give you the information about the earnings. What are the companies that are going to report earnings next week? And we're going to recap the companies that reported the last week. Now let's begin with the video. And the first company that reported earnings was BARRACUDA Network. They were in line with the EPS and they beat the revenue. The company beat the revenue by 1 million. The year-to-year growth is 7.3%. So the company actually had good earnings. However, they spend a lot of money in marketing so they can increase the sales. One of the good numbers that the company reported is that the active subscribers improved around 17%. And the next company that reported earnings was a bank, was Citigroup. They beat the EPS and revenue. Citigroup beat the EPS by 10 cents and the revenue by 270 millions. The revenue year to year is 2.3%. And the bank actually had a good earnings. However, the share price moved down. The growth was a little bit too soft in my opinion. It was around 3%. And the next company that reported earnings last week was Domino's Pizza. The company beat the EPS by 4 cents and the revenue by 16.29 millions. The revenue year to year is 13.6%, that is positive, and the share price actually moved down. The same store decreased by 1.9%. As soon as that number dropped, the share price started to move down quite a huge amount. Now for the next company is another bank, is JPMORGAN Chase, and the company reported good earnings. It beat the EPS by 11 cents and it beat the revenue by 970 millions. The revenue year to year is 2.7%. And JP Morgan has similar numbers than Citigroup. The revenue improved 3%. What was interesting about the earnings call was that one of the CFOs was open to Bitcoin. That is interesting to hear from a bank. Now let's go to the next bank, which is Bank of America. And Bank of America beat the EPS by 3 cents and it missed on the revenue by 140 millions. The revenue year to year is positive, 0.9%. Now the company actually had good results from having higher interest rates. The revenue was only up 1%, however the net interest income was up 9% and the non-interest income was down 7%. Now one of the things that was mentioned in the earnings call was that the new payment system called Zelle actually had a huge impact in the quarter. They actually processed around 4 billion payments in that system, which is impressive, and that will probably take effect into a company that will report this week. And the last 3 companies that reported earnings was First Republic Bank. They missed the EPS and revenue. First Republic missed the EPS by 1 cent and the revenue by 53.28 millions. The revenue year to year is still positive, is around 20%. And the company share price moved down quite a huge amount. Now the next company is PNC. Then PNC beat the EPS and revenue. PNC beat the EPS by 3 cents and the revenue by 50 millions. The revenue year to year is positive 8.6%. And the last company to report was Wells Fargo. It beat the EPS and missed the revenue. Wells Fargo beat the EPS by 1 cent and missed the revenue by 460 millions. The revenue year to year is negative 1.8% and the revenue declined 2%, and this shouldn't be a surprise. And I think Wells Fargo has the most potential to move up, but you gotta wait a few more months before getting into this company. Just let more time pass by so people can't forget this company created fake accounts. But now let's take a look at the companies that will report earnings next week. And the first company is Netflix. And Netflix will report earnings on October 16 after the market closes. And Netflix has been positive during the year. It has been positive with 61%. And the company has done a good job during earnings. It has beat the EPS 3 out of the last 4 quarters and the revenue 3 out of the last 4 quarters with 1 in line. And the company share price has moved twice over 10%. However, when the company didn't report good numbers, the company moved down around 12%. And the company will have to mention 5 points during the earnings call. The first one is the Asian momentum. Since the company is acquiring a lot of unique content, I want to see if the subscription has improved in that region. The next point is the US subscriber guidance. I need to see how Netflix new price is gonna improve the revenue. The next thing is about Disney. I wanna see how Netflix is gonna deal with losing a lot of content. And the next point is about the international margins. I wanna see if the company has gotten better in that department. And the next point is about the free cash flow. And I think the company will still be negative during the next few quarters. And I think the company will beat the EPS and revenue. However, the guidance is going to dictate if the company is going to move up or down. Just keep in mind that this company has moved quite a huge amount before the earnings. Now for the next company to report earnings is CSX, and the company will report on October 17 before the market opens. The company has been positive around 47% during the year. Now during the earnings, the company has been average. It has beaten the EPS 3 out of the last 4 times with 1 in line, and the revenue 2 out of the last 4 times with 1 in line. And the company share price has moved only 2 times out of those 4 quarters. And I think the company will probably beat the EPS and miss on the revenue, and the share price might move down. And I think the best price to get share for this company would be around the $48 price. And the next company is Goldman Sachs. It's going to report earnings on October 17 before the market opens. Now, Goldman Sachs has been negative in 2017 with 0.38%. And during earnings, the company has been good in terms of beating the EPS and revenue. It has beat the EPS 3 out of the last 4 times and the revenue 3 out of the last 4 times. However, the share price has only moved only once out of those 4 quarters. And I think during this quarter, it's going to beat the EPS and revenue. And because we had a little bit of volatility, the share price might move up. Now for the next company, Johnson & Johnson is going to report earnings on October 13 before the market opens. And Johnson & Johnson is positive in 2017 with around 18%. And during the earnings, the company has beaten the EPS 4 out of the last 4 times and the revenue 2 out of the last 4 times. However, the share price has only moved only once out of those 4 quarters. And this company loves to move down after reporting earnings. However, if you take a look at the earnings chart, you can see that the company share price has moved throughout this year. Now, the next company that will report earnings is Lam Research. Lam Research will report earnings after the market closes on October 17. Lam Research has been positive with around 79%, and the company has been really good during the earnings. It has beat the EPS 4 out of the last 4 times and the revenue 3 out of the last 4 times with 1 in line. However, the share price have moved down 3 out of those 4 quarters, and the company shares off usually sell off after the reporting good numbers, and I think it's going to be the EPS, the revenue, and the share price might move down. And now for the next company, Morgan Stanley, and Morgan Stanley is going to report on October 17 before the market opens. The company has been positive with around 14%, and during the earning it has a perfect record. It has beat the EPS 4 out of the last 4 times and the revenue 4 out of the last 4 times. However, the share price has moved only 3 times out of those 4 quarters, and I think the company will do the same. It's gonna beat the EPS and revenue, and the share price might continue moving up. And the next company is the United Health Group, and the company is gonna report earnings on October 17 before the market opens. The company share price has moved around 20% during the year, and it has done really well during earnings. It has beat the EPS 4 out of the last 4 times and the revenue 3 out of the last 4 times with 1 in line, and the share price has moved the last 4 quarters. And the company will continue beating the EPS and revenue, but I think the share price might move down. The most important thing about this company is going to be the guidance. And the next company that is going to report earnings is American Express on October 18 after the market closes. American Express has been positive with around 25%, and the company has been above average during earnings. It has beaten the EPS 4 out of the last 4 times and the revenue 2 out of the last 4 times, and the share price has moved 2 times out of the last 4 quarters after the report earnings. And American Express is at a critical level. If they beat the EPS and revenue, the share price might move over the $95, and that will set new highs. And I believe the last time the share price was about 95, it was around 2015, I believe. Now for the next company that is going to report earnings is eBay. The company will report earnings on October 18 after the market closes, and eBay has been positive with around 29%. And during earnings, the company has beaten the EPS 3 out of the last 4 times with 1 in line, and the revenue 2 out of the last 4 times with 2 in lines. And as you can see in the screen, the company share price has only moved only once after reporting earnings, and I think the company will beat the EPS but miss on the revenue. Now for the next company is a company that was requested via Instagram, and that's Otaku. The company will report earnings on October 19 after the market closes, and the Otaku restaurants has been positive with 7%. And during earnings, the company has beat the EPS 2 out of the last 4 times with 1 in line, and the revenue 2 out of the last 4 times with 2 in lines. And the company share price has moved 3 out of the last 4 quarters, and I think this company will beat the EPS and most likely beat the revenue. And the next company is going to report earnings on October 19 before the market opens, and that's going to be KeyCorp. That's a regional bank, and that bank has been negative during the year. It is negative with 0.44%, and during earnings the company has been above average. It has beat the EPS 4 out of the last 4 quarters and the revenue 2 out of the last 4 quarters. And the share price has moved 2 times out of the last 4 quarters in a positive way. And I think it's going to beat the EPS and revenue, and most likely it's going to start heading higher. This is one of the few banks that hasn't moved that much before earnings. Then the next company that will report earnings on October 19 before the market opens is PayPal. PayPal has been positive with around 73% for the year. And during earnings, the company has beaten the EPS 2 out of the last 4 times with 2 in lines, and the revenue 3 out of the last 4 times with 1 in line. And the share price has moved up after announcing the earnings 3 out of the last 4 quarters. In my opinion, what has moved the share price has been the guidance, and I think the company will beat the EPS and revenue, and the guidance needs to dictate if the company is going to move up or down. And the next company that will report earnings on October 19 before the market opens is Verizon. Verizon has been negative in 2017 with around 10%, and it has beaten the EPS 1 out of the last 4 times with 1 in line, and the revenue 2 out of the last 4 quarters, and most likely the company will beat the EPS and miss on the revenue. And we will see what happens if the company continues moving down or going up. And the next company that will report earnings on Friday, October 20th before the market opens is General Electric. Now General Electric has been awful in 2017. It is negative around 27%, and during earnings the company has been doing so far so good. It beat the EPS 3 out of the last 4 times with 1 in line, and the revenue 3 out of the last 4 times. However, the share price has moved down during the last 4 quarters. What has been awful about this company has been the guidance, so that is one of the reasons why the company shares have moved down during this year. And I think the company will beat the EPS and revenue, but the guidance will dictate if the company moves up or down. And the next company that will report on Friday is Honeywell. It will report earnings before the market opens on October 20th. The company has been positive with around 23%, and during the earnings it has beaten the EPS 2 out of the last 4 times with 1 in line, and the revenue 3 out of the last 4 times. And the company shares have moved up after the company has announced earnings, and I think Honeywell will beat the EPS and the revenue. And the next company that will report earnings on Friday, October 20th before the market opens is Procter Gamble. Procter Gamble has been positive with around 10%, and the company share price has moved up 3 out of those 4 quarters. And I think the company will continue doing the same, beating the EPS and revenue, and the share price might continue moving up. Procter Gamble is a company that is not going to move a huge amount, but it's going to continue moving at a steady pace. And the last company to report earnings on Friday, October 20th before the market opens is going to be Schlumberger, and the company is an energy company. In 2017 it has been down over 19%, and during earnings it has been really bad. It has beaten the EPS 2 out of the last 4 times and the revenue 2 out of the last 4 times. The company share price has moved down during the last 4 quarters, and I think the company will probably beat the EPS and miss on the revenue, and most likely the company will continue moving down. I really want to see if the guidance for 2018 is going to improve for this company. And that is going to be everything for the video. Please leave in the comment section below if you have any shares of any of the companies mentioned in this video, and leave in the comment section if I left a company that you think that is going to report earnings next week. And as always, you can subscribe to the financial information channel. I'm going to continue bringing videos about the stock market, personal finance, and how to make money online. I want to thank you once again for watching the video. Have an excellent day and take care, my friends.